because I've been collecting data from you guys, and I realized there are so many things that you don't know that you don't know. Okay, we have four categories people in this world: people who know what they know, people who know what they don't know, which is very good because you can go and learn, people who don't know what they know, which is still okay. Sometimes you come across things that you know that, okay, I knew this, but I didn't know I knew this. And then people who don't know what they don't know. That is the bigger stopper in life, because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know how you can solve your problems. And when I was collecting data from you, and I will talk about it, I realized a lot of you don't know what you don't know. And that is dangerous, actually. If you don't know what you don't know, you cannot find a way to fix it. Okay? So today, I want to emphasize and remind you that one conversation can change your life, especially by now. If you've been a member of our community for a while, you know that everything comes from networking, and everything, all the opportunities comes from being personable, and you know one conversation can change your life. So we have all heard that your network is your net worth and all that, but I feel like it's too cliche because you don't know how to leverage that network. You need to learn how to leverage your network. It's not just making connections blindly on LinkedIn. It's about how you approach these connections, how you turn these connections into opportunities. This data comes live from the community, right? I asked a question a while ago and I said, where do you have a problem? 7 people out of 30, 7 people, let's say 20%, said we are having difficulty starting a conversation. Yes, that a lot of you don't know how to start a conversation, which we'll cover. We give you a booklet a booklet of openers, conversation openers. We teach you how to open a conversation. Nobody said I'm having problem in handling objection and rejection. 0%. This is exactly where you need training, guys. This is exactly where you need training, because this to me says you don't know what you don't know. You said I'm having difficulty, 21 votes, like 60% said I'm having difficulty building trust quickly. And that stems from not knowing how to handle objection, and that stems from follow-up and closing. This is your problem. I just found your problem. Most of you, 60% of you, don't know how to build trust quickly because you don't know how to handle objection and you don't know how to follow up. So the first problem you need to solve is how to handle objection. And I give you an example. When you reach out to a recruiter and they reply to you, say, sorry, we're not hiring. That's an objection. The way you handle that objection will build trust quickly. So you don't need to build trust quickly before you learn how to handle objection and before you learn how to follow up and close, because building trust comes after all of these. Building trust comes when you learn, master openers. Then when you master handling objections, because all of these recruiters will have objections for you. Nobody is going to give you the job in the first conversation. So it's going to be objection stack. And then we learn how to manage these objections. I just made a post on Instagram. Objections are actually opportunities on how you can maneuver to build that trust, because if there's no objection, there's no trust building process. So you need to learn how to handle objections, and then you need to learn follow up. So if I give you the order, you have the opener, start conversation. A lot of you have problem, 30%, that's fine. Then you need to learn how to follow up. Okay? 2 out of 30, like, what is it, 6%. Then you need to learn how to handle objection. If you master these three, build trust will happen organically. You don't need to build trust anymore. The trust will happen organically. This is very important. This is very important, guys. And then on day 2,